Hello, hello. I hope you are doing well. You're watching an episode of Bourbon Forage Fishing. I'm going to drink a little George T. Stagg 2023 while we talk about this amazing breaking news from Buffalo Trace. So it's been announced that Buffalo Trace is going to be releasing its 2025 antique Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, which I think everyone kind of agrees is basically the highlight of the bourbon year. It's really what I look for. I mean, you have some really, really heralded, insane, classic, amazing bottles in this release, of course, headed by George T. Stagg. But, I mean, William Llewellyn right there. Thomas Handy's a great. The Sazerac 18, the Eagle Rare 17. And of course, it was announced this year, although you can't see it, it's covered by the bottle. E.H. Taylor's going to be joining the list at, I think, a 15-year bottled in bond. So that's very exciting. But for me, BTAC is all about George T. Stagg and William Llewellyn because, frankly, those two bourbons generally are always, for me, going to be potential whiskeys of the year. Those two bourbons are almost always going to finish in my top 5 bourbons or whiskeys for the year whenever I get them. Those two whiskeys are usually going to be the two best or two of the 4 best whiskeys I get on any given year when I do get my stuff. So I am always absolutely amped up when BTAC is announced, and of course when it finally rolls in and I get some, I am just through the roof on that. This year, 2025, is very, very special. And if you'll look over here or here, I can't remember, one of those ways, one of those directions, you will see the schematics for the George T. Stagg 2025 release. And this is really what we want to see as bourbon drinkers, as whiskey drinkers. This is the news we want to hear. George T. Stagg is going to be a 15-year, 4-month. That's not particularly unusual or exciting. It's the proof point, guys. We're finally getting a HAZMAT George T. Stagg, a 142.8 proof, barrel proof George T. Stagg, almost 143 proof. That is 71.5% alcohol, folks. This George T. Stagg is going to pack a wallop, I suspect, of flavor and punch in terms of alcohol. I want to make sure I get out of the shot here, but it's been a long time since we had a George T. Stagg barrel proof, for a HAZMAT George T. Stagg. So it's been quite some time, and I was shocked how long it had been. These HAZMATs, I've really liked the higher proof ones I've had. Okay, so far, I've been able to garner, I think, the 2020, a 2022, a 2023, and a 2024 for myself. 2022 is my all-time favorite George T. Stagg that I've ever had, and I thought it was higher proof than that. I know it's 69 point something. The 2022 George T. Stagg was almost HAZMAT, almost 70%, and it was my favorite. And my next favorite George T. Stagg that I had was the 2024, which I thought was really great, really underrated. Lots of dark blackberry, dark cherry type notes. Again, another high proofer. And the 23 and 20 that I have, not so much my favorites, and they're lower proof. So it's been my experience that the higher proof GTSs do better. Lo and behold, I was curious, when is the last darn time we got an actual HAZMAT George T. Stagg? 2016. Can you believe that? 2016. Crazy, right? So it's been 9 years. So this is well overdue, long overdue, and this makes me very, very happy. I hope it makes you guys happy too. But if we scroll through this historical list of GTS looks like they used to age it quite a bit longer. So if you look at through here, there's a period of course, they started back in 2002. They run it at a 15-year, but then they started bulking the years up starting in 2005. All the way through, 2014, you had older stuff. And of course, older stuff is going to what? Look at those proof points. Older stuff is generally going to lead to higher proof stuff. If you look at these proof points, George T. Stagg was pretty much, you could count on or bet on it being a HAZMATer, right? Damn near every year. So, And then when they started cutting the age back, this was starting back in 2015. We've only had, one HAZMAT since then. Only one HAZMAT since 2015, since they started reducing the age on it. We need Buffalo Trace to start making a little bit older. I think maybe 16 and a half years would be better. 16 years, 16 and a half. Get that proof point up to HAZMAT, guys, because like I said, these HAZMAT releases have all been spectacular. They've been better. The higher the proof the George T. Stagg, the better it's tasted, in my opinion. So we're back on track. Now with this whiskey boom, the whiskey boom has sort of busted. The bubble has popped, and we are definitely getting a major tapering off. And the whiskey, and you have I think 150% production increase there at Buffalo Trace. With that, I think the boys there at Buffalo Trace should be able to age their stuff longer. They should be able to put more bottles of it and age it a bit longer. All that warehouse space, all that production space. And hopefully this will start or continue or begin a new trend of these George T. Staggs hitting that quintessential, much-needed HAZMAT place where, let's face it, George T. Stagg should be. That's where George T. Stagg needs to be. So again, super excited. Are you guys excited about this? And are you happy about George T. Stagg being HAZMAT again? I suspect you probably are. So I am absolutely stoked. And comment section down below. How many bottles of this are you going to get? I'm going to gun for like 5. That's kind of my goal. Maybe 6. So I'm really aching to get this one. I'm going to get backups and backups and backups. And I really want to hoard this bottle because I just love George T. Stagg at high proof. So leave the comments down below. Thank you for watching Bourbon Forage Fishing, and take care.